Hello and welcome to Startup Champions 2.0, the show where you meet and learn from National Startup Award winning founders. In the show today, you will learn from two startup champions from the travel industry. They are Willowtail and Urshilo. Before we meet our startup champions today, from the entire team at Startup Champions 2.0, I wish everyone watching this show happy Makar Sankranti. May you stay healthy, get infinite positive energy, and build incredibly successful startups in 2023. Let's now get started with our episode today. You don't get 5-star hotel luxury, no grand buffets, but you get rotis made of healthy hand-grounded flour. Vegetables freshly procured from the farm. What better than that? If travel for you is about living the life of locals and experiencing it the local way, our startup champions have heard your wishes and they will make them come true. They are your genie. Let's now see the Willowtail story.
See, Willowtail, as the name suggests, that it's about village tourism, like village culture, village stories, village lifestyle. So we are promoting the village culture, lifestyle, the way of living to a visiting customer, visiting guest, visiting tourist. Today's traveler, the millennials, there is a lot of gap between what they know about the nature. Like if you ask somebody going to a city that where do you get your eggs from or where do you get your milk from, the answer is we get it from a big bazaar or maybe a retail shop. Hardly anybody would know that it's coming from cows, it's coming from a poultry farm. So we are trying to fill in that gap. Tourism can be a extension of economic activities by empowering local community. So then it came to our mind that let's do something by engaging local community with us. So when we engage local community, empower local community, there's a lot of hospitality in village actually has got a lot of heart in it. We are working along with the village community, and with this we are also solving a problem of migration. All the village communities are our extended team or extended family members. So that is how this entire concept has evolved.
So Shaumin and Shuddha, welcome to Startup Champions 2.0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My first question to the both of you is, look, what exactly led to you guys creating Willowtail?
Well, as you rightly said, that village it's about local culture and local tourism, and everybody wants to travel. So we are trying to solve a couple of problems, wherein people traveling to far off places, there is very little choice. Today, that revenge tourism, because of that, there is traffic jam in Mussoorie, there is traffic jam in Manali. So we develop destinations which are close to your place, not very difficult to reach, and there you get local food, fresh air, a lot of oxygen there. So all these things will get at Willowtail. Along with that, you get a lot of stories, the experiences, the rural and cultural experiences to get. So these started, Soman is a traveler. While he was traveling, in Uttarakhand, he found out that there is a gap.
Okay.
Right. If you go to offbeat locations, there is a gap. I mean, you don't get that kind of service.
Right.
And I'm from hospitality background, so we are classmates. So, we discussed it and over a cup of coffee, and we came up with this idea.
Wow. So, as they say, a lot can happen over coffee. You want to add something to that?
Yeah, so basically what we did was we handholded the homestay owners, and we are developing the clusters for the travelers. So basically when we are working with clusters, so we have homestay owners, we have local people who are like guides, farmers and all, to create an enrich experience for the guests.
How the Willowtail experience is different from any other experience. So for example, let's say when I go and travel anywhere, I go to a certain website, book my hotel there, and my experience is there. So how is Willowtail so different from what I usually experience?
So basically, when you are from any web portal, you are booking your trip. So it is usually like your hotel, right, and transport and few experiences.
Sure.
But popular experiences.
Sure.
So what we do is we are working on the village experiences. So village experiences driving a tractor. I mean, you might have driven a BMW, but how many of them have driven a tractor?
Right.
Or plowing the field, or climbing up the trees and plucking fruits and having it over there.
Right.
Or something like hand picking your egg that you want to have in your breakfast.
Sure.
So these kind of experiences that we are offering. As a Willowtail, we believe every village has a tail. Nice. So we are bringing out the tales through experiences, Now these villages have lots of tales, like right from the mystical, historical. So there are so many tales. So we are telling these tales through these experiences.
This is fantastic. In fact, I personally love your idea because look, all of us love to travel. I actually love to travel myself at a lot of places, and we all have our own family backgrounds. I come from a family of teachers and people in the armed forces. So every place where I go, people from my family actually tell me, that there is a certain tale to that place. Right? Kurukshetra has a tale of its own, Chandigarh has a tale of its own, and so on and so forth. So fantastic. How do you actually curate these tales? Because I'm sure, when you would be working with locals there, look, you are from the hospitality industry, locals are not from the hospitality industry, right? So how do you train them?
So basically, lots of efforts of Ghosh Shuddha in it. So basically, we go to them. Basically, we reach out to them. We visit their places. We find out what are the possible experiences that we can create out of that place, and then we curate them. We handhold them. We train them how to right from greeting the guest to what should be the welcome drink, what local drink we can offer, to the experiences, menu, everything that we handhold and we curate.
So my next question to the both of you is your business model. How do you make money?
Well, it's a very simple business model. The difficult part is to identify villages and curate packages and design itineraries which are interesting to the visiting tourists. And then, of course, we make money by adding our markup on the revenue sharing. It's a revenue sharing model that we are working on. And there are a few things. Not just that we are selling rooms and experiences. We are also planning to sell the local producers in our homestays. Right, so that will give a direct additional revenue to the village people.
Basically, it helps both the customers, guests, and the local people, because they could sell the local producers to the people, which can add to their revenue. The guests, they get local producers like the local rajma or local rice or something like that. So they get purest form in the purest form.
This is actually fantastic. In fact, at a lot of places where we go and travel, for example, when we go to Jammu, people actually say that get rajma from there. I remember once I visited Rishikesh and I literally got an entire plant from there, which was planted there, of course, on the permission of the property owner. So what's the economic opportunity that you guys have created for your hosts?
Well, there are 600,000 villages in India. We are trying to a small bit to get the additional revenue so that it flows down to the villages. And also, when we create these kind of experiences, selling my own village is not a difficult task. Right. People coming to my villages, we always welcome our relatives come to, we serve them food, we're hospitable. So when people come and stay in the villages, that gives opportunity to the local youth to earn, to showcase his skills, sell the place, talk about the local, the sightseeing places of the place of that particular area, and get engaged in this activity. Along with that, people say that when one traveler comes to a place, at least 13 people gets additional revenue.
Sure.
So that 13 people, in terms of somebody selling a grocery, somebody providing a bicycle, somebody providing a car, somebody providing a room, the homestay, the ladies of the village cooking food for them. So the entire places gets benefited. Along with that, when we said that they buy the local producers directly, like somebody going to Chakrata ka Rajma, they buy it. So that again, the money is flowing down into the village economy. So that is the benefit that they're getting.
Fascinating. You've actually created an entire village economy. My last question to the both of you is, look, millions of Indians are watching you right now on startupchampions.o, right? For the first time, probably they would have heard about Villowtail. Now, they want to be entrepreneurs like you. They also want to create local experiences and do a lot more for their villages. What's your message for all of them?
We welcome them all, and please get connected with Villowtail so that we jointly, collaboratively, we can create a good ecosystem for guests and for the hosts.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your answers. The top two lessons of this session are: number one, travel is an experience. And if that experience is authentic and local, it will leave a lasting impact on you and your family as well. So travel local. There is a large business opportunity in curating offbeat and new experiences for people. Remember this as an entrepreneur. Post-COVID, travel has opened up, and this is the right time to bounce back with the right set of curated experiences if you want to be a travel entrepreneur. Learn from, of course, our startup champions. Where else do you need to go? Life for us is incredibly easy, but imagine the Jawan guarding our borders. Imagine he or she is trained to take a bullet to save the nation. Now ask yourself, how can we make life simpler for all of them? To know how, meet me on the other side of this break.
On our Republic Day, as India comes together in all its beauty, diversity and strength, to celebrate with pride, joy and reverence. Come, join us for the live telecast as the tricolour flutters in our hearts, homes and hopes on the 26th of January, only on Doordarshan.
Welcome back to Startup Champions 2.0. How can you make life simpler for our soldiers? Most of us staying easy in cities can never feel what it takes to give up everything in your life, only one life, for your country. Our soldiers do it all the time. It's our time now to do it for them. This is exactly what our startup champions have done. They are making life simpler for our soldiers. They have built something that they call the super app for soldiers. Let's now see the Urchalo story.
We are into the business of making life simpler for our soldiers. Every day, almost 40,000 army people are traveling by Indian Railways, most of them on an unconfirmed ticket. Whereas at the same time, similar number of airline tickets going vacant. At Urchalo, we help these soldiers to take an airline ticket at the cost of railways and help them fly back their home safe. This is the first problem that we picked, but anything that makes their life simpler, we do that now. Starting from filing income tax, helping them getting the items which are not available in canteen, even getting a home, because getting a home is also one of the tedious tasks, and when you are always posted at far-flung place.
The situation that happened around 2019 when a lot of transactions had been done with one of the sterling carriers of that time, Jet Airways, and suddenly around April, Jet Airways shut down shop. We realized that passengers, while they had purchased Jet Airways tickets, had bought these tickets through us, putting their trust and money with us. And we realized that we need to ensure that these people are not let loose just because they have bought tickets on Jet Airways. So we ensured that we gave back all the money to them. It was 5 crore rupees worth of refunds being done, and a decision was taken that we are not going to treat them just as customers, they are part of our family. And they need to be ensured that their hard-earned money is not lost.
So Avni and Deep, welcome to Startup Champions 2.0.
Thank you.
My first question to the both of you, in fact, let me first congratulate the both of you. I think the problem that you're solving and who you are solving it for is not just a company, it's a mission.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stuff. So how did the idea of Urchalo actually come across?
So typically speaking, around 10 years back, if you were to talk to our founder, our CEO, you had 45,000, more than 45,000 waitlisted tickets on trains by our soldiers, right? At the same time, you had empty seats by airlines. Now, if we could solve both the problems put together. Why? Because it's not that the waitlisted soldiers would finally get seats. They would be traveling outside washrooms on old soiled newspapers, and here there were airlines who were not able to sell their seats, right? So if you could marry both these problems together, it would be a win-win-win situation, right? So the win for the soldier, win for the airline, and win for us because we are here to make life simpler for our soldiers.
Fantastic. So you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I would like to add something on Deep, because see, the travel was the kind of later stop, but the promoters, as Deep has mentioned, is the son of the army veterans himself. So he has seen over a period of time how how the father was struggling while traveling, because most of the time the Fauji's gets the sanction of their leave on the very last moment.
Sure.
And you know the condition of Indian Railways where getting the last moment reservation is very, very difficult. The idea came that from a young AIT graduate that serve the community back, because from where he belongs to. And then he started that what he could do, and therefore the first possible thing was the travel. Because why travel? Because it connects everybody.
Sure.
Everybody goes to their families.
So let's actually now understand it from your product itself, right? You said travel, you said experiences. Why don't you actually show to all of our viewers what exactly is Urchalo really like? So
of
please
course,
go
sir.
ahead.
Of course. So thank you. Let me show you the super app for our soldiers. You can open and you can see the plenty of services and products we offer to them. And you can see the flights here, trains, buses, cabs, hotels, U-Tax, which is our a very new addition to our services to file their income tax return. We have recently launched our housing project exclusively for our soldier friends, in Pune. So if you are choosing anything, like for example, if you will choosing say housing, for example, so how you will see the projects listed there, and it will provide you the details like what kind of real estate property we are selling, what kind of facilities are there, and also that what kind of price you will get. Generally the price is discounted price exclusively for our soldier friends, so that they can buy free without any fear factor that it is. And one of the why we have started is we are very interesting to know, because most of our soldiers are placed at the borders, right? They don't have leaves, they don't have luxury to visit the various projects and identify for them. So there is a trust factor also comes into picture. And who are the better person, a better company for them to support that and give that confidence that the offer what we are giving it to you is actually best deal for you.
So let's actually fundamentally build upon that trust now. My second question to the both of you is, what's your business model? How do you make money?
Earning money is our secondary thought. The first thought always comes to our mind is the service to our soldier friends and the family. Now, so what we are trying to do, we are trying to reach to the various suppliers, be it is airlines or the housing or the hotels, and tell them that you are serving to the community which are saving us, and that's why we are here. Right. So generally they also respect that feeling, and therefore they give very exclusive prices to those community. So we are able to secure the best prices which are good for them, and they are also getting it at the best of the market price. So in that process we charge some convenience fee so that they don't mind it, because they are getting the cheaper anyway. Sure. And the suppliers also feels proud that they are serving and giving back to the community. Because of them we are feeling very secure in India.
So one important question on strategy, right? You have built your business upon and for a certain niche.
Correct.
Right? It's a very limited or a very defined audience really. Is that strategy or is that emotion?
It's purely emotional strategy, if I can use that word, right? So I'm not here to tell you that how this is a niche and it's much smaller. Sure. And it's that one's the others may be much more bigger. But finally we've got a very, very large segment of soldiers and their families. So when we say soldiers, when we say jawans, when we say Fauji's, those terms interchangeably, we're not talking about soldiers only those who are serving. It's those who are serving, those who are retired. So it's Fauji family complete, right? Sure. So it's the entire family, and that's a big number. Sure. It's not as small as some people consider it, but it's a very big number. And I'll just continue with what you're saying, was that we have 8 curated services, and we are a super app for soldiers. We have a great platform. Most of our vendors, whom we call as partners, are people who also want to serve soldiers, right? So if I am somebody who goes ahead and claims that I can give you a 15% discount or more than 15% discount on housing, it's because my partner wants to help and wants to serve soldiers as much as I want to. Sure. Right? So we are here largely because we represent our partners and we represent our soldiers, so it's all of them put together.
Got it. Fantastic. I love that emotional strategy actually. So, how did you fund the business on day one? And in the course of the past about almost 10 years now, have you raised external funding?
This company is totally bootstrapped. So we have not taken any external funding. Fantastic. As of now, neither debt nor equity. However, to give the better services and to reach to the mass of the market, because what we are doing, we are serving 3 million people as of now, but we have miles to go. We have 30 million people to serve, and then 30 million people has to be leveraged to be offered multiple products. So the size become multiple. So if we are selling one product to 30 million, say 30 million, but if you are selling 8 products, it become even higher numbers.
Right.
So to get on that speed, we certainly looking for some external funds now, because our internal accruals are not as enough as it should be to support the growing company.
Got it.
So that is-
Fantastic. I'm sure a lot of investors will be watching you on Startup Champions 2.0, and who knows, you might just get a check as well. On that note, my last question to the both of you. Millions of Indians are watching you right now on Startup Champions 2.0. What's your message to all of them?
You want to work with 4Gs, want to work along with us, reach out to us. We are here to create a platform, because making life simpler for our soldiers, I cannot do it alone, you can't do it alone. It's all of us put together. Come together and we can make this a much better country.
Phenomenal. So come together and we can make life easier for all of our 4Gs. The top 2 lessons of the session are: number 1, profitable businesses can be built for small or niche communities too. They've actually done that. Number 2, customers will pay for convenience and a frictionless experience. If you really understand, what Urchalo has done is exactly just that. Discuss less, decide a lot more, and action the most. That's what you need to do. It's time for a break. Up next will be questions from our audience and step number 23 of how to start a startup. I will see you on the other side.
Both as an educationist and as a parliamentarian, which are the schemes of the Modi government that you think have actually impacted the youth and the poorest of poor?
There's so many startups, unicorns coming up, there's so many activities going on, and we're reaching the common man, reaching the people through direct benefit transfer for money and various insurance schemes for women, children, for women, and for all sections of the society. There is a full flow of knowledge and information and opportunity for all sections of the society under Modi government.
Welcome back to Startup Champions 2.0. It's now time for your questions and answers from our Startup Champions. Our audience actually asked some very amazing questions. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, great. So please come on screen and ask your first question.
I am Avinash from Lucknow. My question is from Villotel. At how many places are you present in today?
So basically, we are approx in 10 states across 26 destinations with around 65 plus homestays on board, and that is in various places in India. And we are focusing on 4 clusters in Uttarakhand as of now, where you can experience a lot of village experiences as we discussed.
Fantastic. Great. Thanks for your answer though. The second question, please come on screen and ask your question.
Hi, I'm Gaurav from Noida, and my question is, how big is your operationally?
In any service industry or service company, the operation is the biggest team. So our around 30% of our total team size in the operation, and take care all the verticals of our business. That's it. So around 30% I can say, to be precise.
And how large is your team?
So my team is around 250 people, including the technology, sales and marketing, accounts, finance, and all the other department which is required to run a successful business like me.
All right, on that note now, learning leads to earning. You all know this. Let's continue our journey of learning with step number 23 of how to start a startup. Focus on the core at scale. Listen to me very carefully. Focus on the core at scale. You are now scaling your business. You need to now focus only on your core. Several startups, they fail simply because they start focusing too much on the non-core parts of the business. Example, let's say that you are an edtech company. Your core hence is your education, of course. But you start a call center to drive sales, and then you establish a recovery team to recover payments from your customers. You should ideally outsource both of these operations to trusted partners. Remember, focus on the core of your business. All right, what did you learn from today's episode? Share your feedback with us. Make your videos and post them on social media with hashtag StartupChampions2. In the next episode, you will meet our startup champions from the drinking water and energy industry. Thank you for watching Startup Champions 2.0. Jai Hind.
A device that captures information but we make this easily usable through a mobile app that we have.
We got the first thing we need to do is reduce the demand for water, fresh water, right? While there are new technologies which could be working on creating more fresh water.
Control the room heater to turn it on and off by clicking the screen. You can do it from anywhere in the world because it's connected using Wi-Fi.
So once you replace them with a smart BLDC fan, which is a brushless DC motor fan, it will save about 1500 rupees yearly for you on that as well.